guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. We are gonna test out a new indie brand which I am super excited about. And today we are gonna talk about Bella Beauty Bar's The Sun and the Sea palette. I've been eyeing Bella Beauty Bar for a long period of time, I would say, but I was not too much into like big eyeshadow palettes that they generally do. They've always done like really big palettes like the pastel palette, what is that called? The smoky glam palette, which was right up my alley. Like, you know how much I love my mauves and pinks. So smoky glam was very hard to pass, but when they came out with this, I was like, this is right up my alley. I love my like variety of the shades. And this I feel like is a good variety with like a good size. So this is how the palette comes in. It's the same artwork as the palette, the sleeve also. And look at the color story. I've already swatched this palette, so it might not be in its prestige condition, but I will show you all the swatches, everything. I've already done like a shorts on my channel swatching this palette like live, but I'm surely gonna like swatch a few shades for you guys so that you can see the texture and the shine, because not everything looks the same. I was very concerned about the brown mattes in this palette because it looks very close to each other. This is considerably deep and this is considerably orange, so I'm good with that. These two look pretty similar in the pan, but this is definitely warm tone and this is cool tone, which, you know, if you are not like a makeup enthusiast like me, you might not appreciate that, but I really like it. I would have loved if this brown was like really deep chocolatey brown, like a lot darker than that. Or one of this would have been like if a little more lighter, like in between this and this shade. That would have been amazing. This also looks very similar in the pan, but this is like true royal blue shade and this has like a hint of purple in it. We're going to incorporate a bunch of shades in our eye looks, so get ready for it. First, let me just swatch this palette. By the way, this palette was purchased by me. It was not gifted by any means, but I do have an affiliate code with Bella Beauty Bar, which is Smithy Sony. That would save you 10%. And that 10% on this $62 palette is like saving you $6. 20 cents or something like that. So I feel like just use anybody's code when you're purchasing this palette. But my jaws were on the floor when I swatched this because I really did not believe my eyes, the shifts that I was seeing. This is definitely my first palette from Bella Beauty Bar, but it's not going to be my last. That's for guarantee. Like unless it completely like destroys my opinion after applying it on the eyes, I feel like I'm going to like this. I have a good understanding of the shadows when I swatch. So let's swatch a few shades because I feel like these look very similar. So I'm going to definitely swatch that so that you can see those shifts in action. Yeah, this is like a very nice bronzy, goldeny green shade, but it has like a hint of rosy bronze. Can you see that? Really pretty. Like for an everyday look, to amp up the look, that's absolutely amazing. Now this one, it looks like orangey coppery pink from my angle, but you see a lot of like, you know, fuchsia pink. I see that. But look at the shifts. It's so beautiful. You should actually see my live swatches because I feel like I captured the shifts so well. At my angle, I see a lot like a greeny gold shade on this third one, but you see like a fiery red. Oh my God, that shade looks absolutely amazing. Can you see that? It's so pretty, so pretty. I love it. Okay, let's just swatch a few more shades, basically because I have almost forgotten how this palette swatched and it would help me when I make my looks. So let's do Mermazing, Siren and Tide Pool, which looks very similar in the pan, right? Let's do Mermazing. Yo, you see like a purpley blue. I see that greeny blue. Really pretty. And Siren, as soon as I like saw this baby in the pan, I knew that this is one of my favorite shades in the palette. It looks like a blue aqua to you. It looks purple to me. And it's more of that toppery shade that would enhance any kind of look. Like with whatever base you put in, it will change. And that's Tide Pool. Much more like blue, but also has a beautiful shift of purple. Like look at those shades on my fingers. So dimensional. Like, I love it. We are almost swatching all the shimmer shades, so let's do that. I'm also gonna swatch Sandcastle, which is this pinky rose goldy shade. Then we have Sunkissed, which looks like this white, but has like a shift of green gold. And this one, which is Water Nymph, which also looks like a white shimmer, but it has a shift of pinky purpley gold. So let's do that. Sandcastle. Oh, so pretty. Oh, look at that. These shades are magical. Oh God, that's so pretty, so pretty. Oh, wow. What am I gonna do? I have no clue. Okay, let's begin with the looks. Let's start off with this shade, Bikini. I feel like everybody has started with Bikini shade. That's because our eyes go straight to that shade as soon as we open it. It has like a very slight kick up in the pan. So let's start off by applying that. Super pigmented, super pigmented. I'm gonna stamp it right there and take it about, I would say, a little more than half of the way. Right now I'm just stamping, and then I'm gonna just take a clean blending brush and then start blending the edges. By the way, when I'm filming this, BK Beauty is having like their anniversary sale, so definitely take advantage of that. I do have a code with BK Beauty. I think it's Smithy or Smithy10. I'll pop it on the screen for you guys. But also I think their code, like BK Beauty's code, is like 4 years exclamation mark, I think. Yeah, I think that would give you more discount, so use that. This is BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A502. So once we have that blended, I'm just going back into the other brush that we first took and just going back and forth blending that shade. Such a pretty shade, such a pretty shade. Now if you've gone overboard, I feel like this shade comes in very handy, which is Tan Lines. I'm just gonna take that, blend the edges of the shade, because majority of the colorful shades in this palette are like jewel tones. So I feel like that tan line shade is gonna come super handy. Just like that. Look at that. It blended so nicely. Really love that. Love that. Okay, now what are we gonna do? We're gonna take that blue, because I feel like this and this shade, the deep dive shade, would go very good together. So let's take that deep dive shade, tapping off the excess, and then look at that. You know which palette does this remind me of? Especially those two shades that I have on my eyes. The Uden's Eye Red Giants palette. Not Red Giants, oh my god. What was that? The palette that was in collaboration with Annette's Makeup Corner. You know I love that palette. Oh my god. I think it's Red Giants, but so funny. I mixed up two palettes together. It's the Giant Wolves palette. You know how much I love that palette. It reminded me of this shade and this shade together. And this palette has been discontinued, so if you were like eyeing this kind of a color story, this can come in really handy. Okay, back to this palette. what I'm doing is basically stamping it in the outer corners and then just blending the edges. Not worried about this area, just worried about this outer corner. Again, tippy tapping, taking very little amount because again it's a blue, and if you know me, blue is a little outside my comfort zone, but I feel like paired up with that purpley pink shade, it's gonna be so pretty. Just a little tippy tap just to melt everything together, just like that. Oh my god, I already love this already. Okay, now we're gonna take a tighter definer brush, and I'm just gonna take that same deep dive shade, which is that blue, and just placing that in the outer corners of the lower lash line. There's a tad bit of fallout. I don't know if you can see it or not. Do your eyes first for sure, especially with these shades. Now I'm gonna dip into that bikini shade, the purpley pink shade that we applied, tapping off the excess and going over the lower lash line, connecting with that blue. There's no rhyme or reason why am I going with these shades, just because these were like the shades that just spoke out to me as soon as I opened the palette. Now I'm going to just put some NYX glitter glue right in the area where I have nothing. Okay, now for the shimmers, I'm going to do a bunch. I'm going to start with, actually I'm going to start with Pool Tide, then Siren, and then this in the inner corners. Let's do that. I feel like it's going to be a magical. Okay, I'm going to first take the Tide Pool shade. I'm taking it on a very fluffy brush, so it's picking up the majority of like the sparkle and the shine. I'm just gonna spray my brush a tad bit, just like that, just so that I can avoid the fallout. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Can you see that? Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. I'm taking it more on the diagonal format. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna go back into that brush with no additional product, the brush that we applied blue with, and just tippy tapping on the edges, just so that we can melt everything together. Just like that. I love that. I love that. Okay. Taking the same brush, going into Siren, which might be my favorite topper shade in this palette. I was gonna say favorite shade and then I was like, don't say anything. Oh god, that's magical. I already knew that this would be such a favorite shade of mine. I love these toppery, shimmery kind of shade. You know what shade this does remind me of? It's Belle Cosmetics Flare Collection Remixed Palette. You know, the shade that has like pan. Oh my god, what is that called? Not the shade has pan, I have a pan in that shade. Wait. This one, Larimar, it totally reminds me of that shade. See, again, if you were eyeing all these shades that I've been talking about like for years now and you've not purchased it, this palette has a magical combination of shades, which I mean I am loving. Now I'm going to take this Water Nymph shade. It's a little bit more on the flakier side, so I'm going to just take it on just tapping off whatever excess I have because I don't want too much. And then I'm just going to put that right there. Oh, it's such a beautiful purpley pink iridescent shade. And I'm mixing it with that Water Nymph, sorry, not Water Nymph, what is that Siren shade? Just sweeping it up, okay? Just so that it can mesh well. Oh my god, how am I even gonna take this off? I don't wanna take this off. I'm gonna finish off this eye with some liner, mascara, lashes, and I'll come right back. And that's my first eye look. I cannot even tell you how beautiful I feel with this eye look and how dimensional and shifty this eye is. Like, I loved playing with these shadows, and it blended so effortlessly. Like, you cannot see any skippiness or any like muddiness or anything like that. I'm so excited. Let's move on to the next eye look. Let's do this cool tone brown shade, which is Beach Babe. This does have a little bit of sparkle running throughout it, but I feel like if it's blended into the crease, you won't be able to like notice that sparkle and shine, but I can be wrong. We'll see. I mean, in the crease, especially when you blend through it, I don't think you're gonna see that sparkle and shine. But this cool tone brown, oh my god, look how beautifully it is blending. Look at it. You know, if you know that I generally do not buy palettes if there are like repeated shades. But I mean, I could not resist is one thing when I saw this palette. And because the repeated shades that I felt that was repeated was the brown shades, I was like, yeah, I still can make it work, just because I am a basic person when I go to like office and everyday looks, and the browns come in very handy for me. So I was like, yeah, for sure I can make the browns work, but I want to test out Bella Beauty Bar no matter what. And I'm so happy and grateful that I jumped the gun and I got this. Look how beautifully it's blending. I cannot even tell you how beautiful it is. Okay, going back into tan lines, just taking a tad little bit because it's super pigmented. Just going underneath the brow bone and just melting the edges. See immediately how that blends into and gives that lift on the eye. Oh my god, I'm loving it. Let's stay in the cooler color story. So this, and let's move on to this shade, which is Basque. It's more of a deeper chocolatey brown. Going into the outer corners, melting it with that other brown shade, taking the same shade. Actually, let's take this shade, Beach Babe, on the lower lash line too. Just like that. And I'll take a tighter definer brush and go into that Basque shade right in the outer corner. Okay, let's take Heat Wave because that was magical. And then we'll take this shade, which is Daydream. So let's take that. Okay, let's take Heat Wave, which is that fiery, reddy, green gold shade. And I'm gonna take that right there in the, oh my goodness. That all over the eye would be stunning. Oh my god. I don't even know if you can see that shift or not. I certainly can see that shift. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Oh god. I don't even know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade, Daydream. Let's see if it can pick up on the fluffy brush. And then I'm gonna just spritz it just because it's super shiny and shimmery. And let's place that. Oh god, I cannot. It's like foiled metallic. Placing on top of that fiery red shade. Oh goodness. I cannot. Am I overreacting? Absolutely not. Oh, this is stunning. Wow. Going back into that Heat Wave shade just because I don't want to lose that fiery red. And then melting it down with that Daydream shade. Love it. Love it. Taking that same brush with no additional product, just melting down the edges. Oh my goodness. I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And this is my second eye look. Oh my god, I love how beautiful and glamorous this eye is. This is so right. I mean, both of them are right up my alley. Even though like blues are outside my comfort zone, I feel like I can totally rock both of these eye looks. I'm in love, to say the least. I'm in love. So far, so good. We're going to do more looks. But this palette with 5 multichrome shades, 4 duochrome shades and 9 mattes, it's been absolutely a dream to work with. Oh goodness. How are we going to incorporate the other shades? I have no idea, but we'll definitely do something about it. Let's start. I could not wait. I just could not wait. So we're going to do the third and the fourth eye look also together. I never do this. I'm just going to prime my eyes with my alter ego eye primer. Yeah, I generally never do this. This palette got me excited. So I was like, yeah, let's just do the third and the fourth look too. I could not wait. I am up for like a blue look because I do want to show the difference. The first look we incorporated deep dive. We are going to use this shade. I don't know what are we gonna do, but I know the tones that we have not used, so definitely want to use those. We'll see. Okay. Let's do what about like a smoky eye? Let's do that. Let's start off with Sunbathe shade, which is the lighter tone brown. This one, we're going to apply that all across our crease, and this is like a very beautiful transitional shade for me. I'm really sorry if you can hear the background noise. My dehumidifier is working and I turned it off, but I mean, I think it's associated with our AC system and the AC is running or the fan is running. Yeah, just ignore it. And I'm just gonna take this shade too, overexposed, and I'm gonna take that below the other shade. You can totally see the difference between these two shades. And the other one was like more of a transitional warm tone brown shade, and this is like a warm orangey brown shade. I definitely can appreciate all the tones that I hear. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Bella Beaute Bar. Bella Beaute Bar, if you're listening to me, I have a feeling that I would get whatever you are thinking of for the fall, because I love my fall season. I'm gonna save my coins for you guys. I really want some beautiful Halloween themey tones because I feel like you'll do so good with it. I cannot wait to see what you guys have in future. I'm excited. I'm all hyped up. Getting overexposed shade again on my lower lash line too. I'm so mad at myself that I did not get the Smoky Glam palette. Seriously. I know why I did not get it, because I felt like it's a super big palette, not because of the color story, because that color story is so up my alley. But I was thinking because, what is this? Okay. Yeah, lash glue. But because that's a bigger palette, I was like, there's definitely repeated shades there. Maybe not repeated, but like a very slight undertone shades, which, I mean, do I need it? No, especially because I have so many mauvey tone, but I feel like I would have enjoyed it for sure. Okay, now let's move into the shade Waves, deep royal blue shade. And I'm gonna start on the outer corner, melt into that orangey tone, but I'm basically taking this halfway through my lid, because I feel like whatever you do with this palette, all the shades are just melting together so very nicely. I mean, I can totally rock like a all matte look too, just like this blue all across the eyelid and those beautiful warm tone brown shades in the crease. Look how beautifully they melted together. I can totally rock like an inner corner shade and out the door. Do you want to see that? I mean, I can show you that option. Maybe I'll not just stop there, but you can see how you can rock that blue toned smoky eye like an all matte look, because I feel like I can totally do that. I'm gonna take I'll take that Waves shade again on my lower lash line, very close to the lash line, because we already do have that brown all across our lower lash line. If I'm just doing this like this smoky eye, I'm just gonna take this shade, which is Sun-Kissed, and I'm just gonna do that right there, and then just put some lashes, mascara, and out the door. And you can see it. Like, I would say this is my third eye look. Just imagine myself with some lashes. I can totally do that. I just want to do something more. So we'll just take this look to the next level, taking the NYX Glitter Glow. This is so impromptu because none of the looks out of this palette were planned. Like when I generally come and record, I generally have an idea of like what kind of looks do I need to go for, just because I want to use all the shades in the palette. But this palette totally was so impromptu, but I love the first and the second look so very much. Like I feel like I cannot go wrong with any of these shades. Okay, this shade we've not used, so let's use that Mermazing shade. This is like a blue purple shade. Can you see that? The shifts are mesmerizing. I was like, is the shade called Mesmerizing? No, it's called Mermazing. Close, super close. So I'm gonna take that right there, all across my eyelid. It's such different vibes from the one that I just showed, like with all matte look. I'm so happy. This palette makes me happy. Just taking a little bit more of that Waves shade and just popping that in the outer corner, just because I do want that blue shade, especially peeking through in the outer corner. Patting right there. Now the shade that we played with before, I'm just thinking, should I do anything else or not? Okay, I'm going to take that shade, Sunkissed, and I'm just going to take that, melting into that shade, Mermazing, and blending it with it. Because this is such a beautiful green shade. It looks like a white in the pan, but I'm so sure that even if you place this with this bikini shade, it'll be stunning. Actually, I want to take that bikini shade. Although we've used that shade, why not? I'm gonna take that bikini shade just on my lower lash line, just a tad bit. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And this is my fourth eye look. Oh my god, I cannot even tell you how beautiful I'm feeling in all of these eye looks. Is it outside my comfort zone? Yes, a hint. But am I liking this vibe? Totally. I feel like I can do so much with this color story. And this, like these many shades are like the right amount of shade for me to play outside my comfort zone, but to also stay within my comfort. I love it. Okay, what are we gonna do next is the question. So Sandcastle is left, Sunset is left. Is there anything else? And Caribbean is left. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, what are we doing? I don't know how is it gonna work, but we make it work. I'm gonna take tan lines and bikini together, mixed together, and then I'm gonna take that in my crease, just so that I can get that mauviness, like a light purpley tone in my inner third. Can you see that? That gives like a beautiful mauvey purpley tone, which is what I was looking for. This is how that tan lines shade comes in super handy. Okay, so take this again, blowing that out in my lower lash line too. Now taking bikini shade just by itself and placing that in the outer corner, mixing it with that mauve shade that we created in the crease and the inner third. I hope you can see that difference. Like it's really pretty. Taking the same shade on the lower lash line too, just like that. Taking the same brush with no additional product, but just blending the edges, just like that. I have a little bit of fallout with this shade, so wiping it away. Now I'm gonna go into the Sunbathe shade, just going over the edges. Totally don't need to do that. Just blending it more with my skin shade, that's why I'm using that. Because we've not used that Caribbean shade, this one, I'm gonna take that. Let's take a smaller brush. I'm gonna take that Caribbean shade, taking in the inner corners Look at that. That's such a fun pop. Such a fun pop. Even though that shade is like super outside my comfort zone, I can anytime use that as an inner corner shade. Oh, that's so fun. So fun. Okay. Taking the same blending brush with no additional product that we used in the inner third, melting it with that blue, just so that the gradient is good. And now I'm going to go back into my NYX Glitter Glow. I'm going to place that all across my eyelid. Okay, I'm taking this shade Sunset. It's like a fiery, pinky, orangey shade. Taking it right there. Right in the center of the eyelid. So pretty, so pretty. Oh my god. So once we have that shade all across the eyelid, now we're going to go into that Sandcastle shade. I'm going to take it on my fingers because it's more of like that sparkly, iridescent, not iridescent, but like a very sparkly shade. Can you see that? I'm going to take that right there. Oh, so stunning. Oh my goodness. Oh, you can see me from space. So stunning. Oh, you guys. Bella Beauty Bar. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I have no words. Absolutely no words. I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and lashes, and I'll come right back. And this is my fifth eye look. Very Barbie type, very airy, very pinky, very feminine kind of look. I am so up for it. I don't even know which look to choose because one was just better than the other. I really love the first look, that purpley pinky with like blue tones. I love the second look, which was like neutral leaning but such a beautiful twist attached to it. And then the third was like more of a smoky blue eye, which I mean, if I see all the looks, I feel like that would be the least favorite. But I like this, I like this. So everyday, but like a pinky glam. I love it. I love all these looks so very much. You guys have to tell me which one was your favorite look out of the 5 looks that I did. I mean, third look, don't consider it as a look because I didn't do any lashes or like mascara or liner or anything. I just wanted to give you like an idea. For my lips, I did my KKW Beauty Nude 2.5 lip liner, and I used my Ladybug Glow lip gloss in the shade 22. That's all that I have on my face, and I loved this Bella Beauty Bar palette. I absolutely cannot, I'm salivating. I absolutely cannot wait to see what they have coming for us in future because I'm impressed. I used every single shade that was there in the palette, and I cannot wait to play with this even more. I feel like I can use any of these shades in the office. Like first stroke completely, I can rock in the office. I can actually use this bikini shade also in the office, like believe me or not. Like these 4, office. Yeah, rest is all like pops of shades that I would love going outside my comfort zone and playing with it even more. I cannot wait to I feel like this is worth every single dollars that they're asking us for. This palette retails for $62, but with 5 multichromes, 4 duochromes, beautiful mattes. The variety of looks that we can create is so pretty. Again, use any code to save some dollars. I do have a code with them, Smithy Sony. If you want to save some more, I cannot wait to see what they have coming for fall, Halloween, everything like that, because I know people were bananas over their last Halloween palette. I'm a big fan. 5 thumbs ups from my side for sure for Bella Beauty Bar, the Sun and the Sea palette. I really hope that you guys enjoyed all the 5 looks that I created for you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.